Welcome back to the Crooked Spine Show. Today is my talk with Christy Jones, a health coach, my second talk with her to update her situation, what she's doing with kids and also adults. She's done a great job promoting herself through mindfulness and healthful eating, and even understanding that kids can teach parents a lot about health, especially eating. We talk about being the example, myself and Christy, of staying healthy. Also, again, mindfulness. What is that? How does that work to keep your overall body less stressed and healthy? Also, again, how kids explain mindfulness, and also self-care. How we as people need to do that first, then help our families. And setting up your kitchen as an example of how to eat and where to eat, so you give kids and even yourselves basically good foods to eat around the house. And also to your ingredients, what to avoid in your food, especially when you're shopping out in the grocery stores. And again, letting kids be the judge of what's good, what's bad, and understanding what that is for them. And lastly, a stress relief exercise, which is great at the very end of the show, and helping you breathe better, helping you understand overall health, and keeping less stress. Right, let's go right to the show.
Yeah.
All right, let's go live, Christy. This is Crooked Spine Show. This is Christy's show also, too. Christy is a very good, I want to call it propaganda for health. She promotes it. It's her business. She lives it. She is outside early when I drove in, doing exercises. An example. Sorry, I didn't tell people that. But
you can tell people that all you want.
But you do a good job living what you preach.
Yes.
Okay? So, Christy, let's start with your background again. How did you start in with this? Just for a quick bio, people that haven't seen you for a while.
Okay, so how did I start? No, I'm a holistic health and mindfulness coach.
Yes.
And really how it started is my middle daughter was really sick when she was young. She's now 21 and had a lot of health issues really from the time she was a baby. And it was really my journey of trying to help her be healthy. I realized if my kid was this sick, what's going on with other kids? And started getting involved in the schools. So I work in the Glendora School District with 2,500 kids a school year, teaching them healthy lifestyle lessons, teaching them how to love eating healthy and read food labels and mindfulness techniques. And and then from there, a friend of mine just said, well, why aren't you a health coach? And I went, I don't know. Why aren't I a health coach? Why don't I do that?
and the thing is, you know exactly how things work in the body. You know how things go, so why did you hesitate per se? Why did it take some time to build it up?
Oh. You know, I was, for so long after my daughter had been sick really a lot when she was 11, and a lot of people would come to me, and I didn't know how to turn that into a business, because what I was sharing were words. So how do you make an income off of words?
Doesn't make sense. There's
right?
No way.
Like, yeah.
There's no way.
And so I guess I just didn't know how to, until I started researching that health coaching is actually a profession that people get paid for. Yeah.
And I think by doing that, if I'm almost done, send this to my page too, a lot of it is when you do that, allows you to now go, okay, I've helped myself, my daughter's doing well, my family's doing well, how do I spread the word?
Yeah.
How do I gain, sometimes in my sense, the confidence to go outside my comfort zone and go, okay, I know my stuff, but are other people going to accept it? And it took people, sometimes it takes people a while to go, she knows her stuff, I trust her, let's see if she can build up her reputation.
Yeah.
And what I've seen a lot, only for about probably 3 years now, you've done a phenomenal job doing that.
Thank you.
Not to flatter you, but I've seen everything you do online, I see what you put on YouTube, I see what you do on the weekends with different events you do too. It's become your life.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Beyond just being in the school.
Yeah, it's just what I do.
Mm-hmm.
So there's not really a separation.
No.
Because I'm doing these things, I just sometimes get to do it with people.
Yes.
Yeah,
not just your dog or just your family for one too. But you did a good job getting the word out and really being consistent, what I've seen, with your message.
Yeah.
How do we help our kids healthy? How do we keep ourselves healthy, physically and mentally?
And I truly believe that health can be simple and fun and and it can fit into the cracks of our day. Yes, we need to go to work. And we need to eat, and we need to sleep, and stuff like that. But we can fit in these things that we can have time for fun, and joy, and movement, and
you get it though. You've done it with kids, now with adults locally in your home for one too. Now you're spreading the word to different cities of how, and they're telling you, hey, look, Chrissy, can you come and see us? We need your help. We need this.
Yeah.
You become the person, the go-to person to understand how movement helps you, how it helps your mind, how eating well helps you. Again, it's simple things that people don't realize people can do all the time. I gotta figure out how to. I'm my own videographer, so sometimes I forget about things.
Yeah.
Probably now. Is how
so now we have a microphone.
No, we had one before. Now we have a better microphone.
Ooh,
you start over.
Do I need to do anything with my phone?
Nope. Actually, yes, you do.
I do.
Thanks for reminding me. She knows how to.
I just want to make sure that we're on track.
Good.
Right?
So go to Crooked Spine Show.
Okay.
Facebook page.
So I'm going to Facebook.
Yes, you already see this. People know already.
Okay.
So go to Facebook. Go to Crooked Spine Show.
Okay.
I think you follow that already too.
I should better.
I think
so.
Good.
I do. I have the thumbs up.
There you go. So go to that, and then go
here.
down to see yourself on the picture. So keep going down.
Okay.
There we go. Keep going.
There
we go. Right there.
Oh, and then what do I do?
Share.
Press that? Oh, do I click on that?
Oh, click on that. Yeah. See if
Let's
that comes
see.
up.
There's that.
There you are.
And now,
hey.
now what do we do?
Let's go back one actually. Let's click
Okay, I'm
there.
going to let you do it. You're the master at
Let's
this.
do it often. I'm about master. Let's go down. Well, she has to go further down, I think. There we are.
Ah,
so share.
now we can share.
And then write a post.
What do you want to say?
Just live. Put it here. Watch this. Live with Dr. Tony. That's me.
With amazing Dr. Tony.
I just put Dr. Tony. I'm humble. I don't want to overwhelm myself. Check it out. Oh, good.
Well, and I think that's one of the things that I've appreciated knowing you. You know what? It's under Abundant Harvest.
Oh, okay.
It's not under my site. It's on.
So your timeline.
Yes.
There we go.
So go to. Is it on my timeline now?
No,
Because it's still on Abundant Harvest.
Yeah, newsfeed. Sorry.
Cool. There we go.
Post.
I like that. Yeah.
There we go.
Okay.
You were
Awesome.
saying?
So I was saying is in the time I've known you, I've appreciated that you live exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're always comparing our hiking notes, right?
Yes.
Who's out
Where
doing
did
what
you
on
go
Saturday?
today?
that you are always representing health in every aspect of your life as well.
And even when you have health problems like I had in the past too,
Mm-hmm.
okay, what the limitations? How do I work beyond the limitations to make sure I get myself as healthy as possible if I've had problems in the past?
Yeah. And you know what? I think sometimes people think that just because you do healthy things, so we're just going to be healthy all the time.
No.
But the fact is that there's just challenges in life that we need to have these tools and resources and surround ourselves with people that can be a helpful resource for us when we need it.
And you go back to, especially when you have a condition or something happen to you, what worked in the past?
Yeah.
And who can I go to for advice because they know their stuff?
Yeah.
I mean, if you have a health problem, for example, the good mindset of, okay, what do I have to do? Get a friend, get someone that knows their stuff and go, okay, how do I reach out and go, I need help with this.
Yeah.
Am I doing enough? Am I doing too much?
And you know what I think is that a lot of times in people in wellness, they don't reach out for help.
Yeah.
And so I love that you've kind of shared your story and allowed people to learn and get educated from that as well.
And I think a lot of it is when I do that or other people do that too, we all, when we have a business, when we have something that we want to work on, we become sometimes very introverted. Okay, I'm going to work on this, and get my information, get my material, whatever it is too. But I think how a lot of relationships like these, when we work together with someone else, another health professional, allows them to see and you to see, okay, what else can I do?
Yeah.
And it should be a win-win, so everyone helps everybody else out.
Yeah.
Because I have stuff that I know that may be the science background because I went to school and had a big student loan.
Yeah.
That may not be verbalized because that's what we're around all the time.
Yes.
And you've been around the community a lot. How do they respond to what's going on? And what else do they need?
Yeah.
So having that blend, that mesh, allows the whole community to realize and get the benefit of having two minds working as one.
Yeah.
There's a way to say that, I guess. I just fix up my head.
It's good stuff.
In my head, I pick it up all the time.
Yeah. But it is interesting to see what the need is. And
what's the need right now? What's the next step going into this season of summer?
Going into summer.
Yes.
So, summer, kids, if you have kids, kids are home.
Yes.
So I would say parents needing support for their own mental and emotional health. So we love our kids.
Yes.
And at the same time, it's having them home all summer can be a challenge too because, parents a lot of times have to work. And
It
so
doesn't
there's
change,
more.
yeah.
You know, sometimes it's nice to have them go to school for a certain amount of hours. Does anybody agree with me on
Yes,
that?
I think we all do.
Yeah. And
Certain
so,
ages especially too.
And
They're more
absolutely,
needy, yeah.
absolutely. And so I think that's not something we usually think about, is that what are we doing for ourselves as parents to take care of ourselves in this time of summer? You know, we're so often looking at activities for the kids and things for them, but what are we doing to make sure that we're maintaining being mindful of our own health and well-being as well?
Like you mentioned too, it's like if you have a job 9 to 5 every day, now you come home and like, well, kids have been home all day. What are they doing? And as a parent, you go, now it's my job to figure out, do I do a daycare? Do I do a summer camp? Have a relative stay with them? Have them go stay with a relative? And what's a good, I guess, thing to start doing as a parent, going now summer has started, to look into what are good activities for parents to do?
So can we back up even a little
Sure.
bit from
Whatever
that?
you want to do, it's your show, Christy.
I love, in the work that I do, I'm always coming from a foundation of mindfulness.
Yes.
And I think that if we are putting in mindfulness into our daily lives, that's going to give us a place to start what's going to be best for each individual person and each individual family. And when I'm talking about mindfulness, it's actually taken me a few years to really be able to explain mindfulness in a way that makes sense.
Okay.
So can we play with this for a minute?
We'll play with it for a while.
So when you think about mindfulness, like, what is mindfulness?
For me, it's being aware of what you're doing, what you're saying, what you're feeling in the moment.
Yeah, so really awareness in the moment.
In the moment.
Yeah.
And being not analytical, but more of just observing what's going on.
Just observing what's there.
Observing what's there.
And so I love your definition.
I made it in my head.
Beautifully said,
In my
right?
head.
And so a lot of times when I'm working with kids and families, I love them to understand the concept of mindfulness. And so when you look at the definition of mindfulness, they say mindfulness is being in the present moment.
Yes.
So then we've got to look at, well, what does it mean to be present?
Yeah.
And so...
How does your mind become present in that moment?
Yeah. And so, when we're in the present moment, our mind and our body are in the same location.
Yes.
So often, have you ever had the experience where your body's in one place and your mind is somewhere else?
That was about 10 minutes ago. 10 minutes ago that happened.
And it might happen in a few minutes as well, right?
Yeah.
So it's literally bringing the mind and the body into the same place.
Yes.
So when I'm working with kids, I always ask them, like, you're sitting in class and your body is here. You have physically gotten to school.
Yes, made it.
But where's your mind? And they're like, it's not here. Well,
Outside,
where is it?
Squirrel. Yeah.
But we time travel. We have the ability to go to the future and to the past. And I would say the majority of time, if we're not aware of this, so often we have the ability to not be present.
Yeah.
That we can be with each other in our family, but nobody's really present with each other.
Why is that?
Busyness. Everybody's busy trying to, I would say, part of this is teaching kids. So this is one of the reasons I love teaching kids mindfulness.
Good.
That they understand, like right now my mind and my body are actually here. And that's why mindfulness movement is a big focus of mine and
it's been going on for a bit, but hasn't really exploded per se.
Yeah, we're really bringing both our mind and our body together. But I ask kids, when you're at home and your parents are talking to you, is your parents are talking to you, where's your mind? And they'll say once again, like a lot of times it's not there, and they'll be like, well, you didn't tell me that.
Like, I have no idea what you said.
And then I'll ask them, now when you're talking to your parents, are there times that they're not present, that you're talking to them, but their mind is not there? Yeah. And so I point this out so we can recognize this in each other. Yeah. And so often with parents, they're busy making dinner. I tell them they're so concerned with taking care of you that they're moving on to the next thing, but they're not really there. Yeah. So how can we, with this understanding as children and adults, parents and child, to have this conversation about mindfulness and check in with each other and maybe even have a, hey, let's get present. Let's look in each other's eyes and listen to each other and really being able to come from a place of hearing each other. Now, it's interesting with kids, I'll ask them, have you ever had an experience with somebody being really present with you?
Yeah.
And this is powerful. I'm usually doing this with 9-year-olds.
Okay.
And they will tell me, when somebody's present with me, I feel heard.
Wow.
I feel loved. I feel valued. They're 9.
Yeah.
And they get that when somebody is literally there, focusing on them and talking to them in conversation, that is how they feel.
And you probably smile at the same time when they actually say that too.
And so then I'll ask them, have you been present with somebody else in a conversation? Yeah. And they'll say, yeah. And I'm like, and what did you notice? What did you feel in that conversation?
Okay.
I could understand them. I got to learn about them. I felt like that when I am present, like if I'm present with them, they're probably going to be present with me.
Wow.
And so I always ask them, like, don't you think we could make the world a better place just being present in our conversations with each other?
And I think a lot of what you're talking about too is how do we start with one-on-one, then a 9-year-old, and get that to go from 1 to 2, and 2 to 4, and exponentially get bigger and bigger.
And knowing that we're not going to, there are times in our days we're going to be, okay, I've got to get this done and those things. But just being able to pause enough and understand what it really means to be present with each other and to teach our children that.
And be the example for them too.
Yeah.
And
pretty powerful.
And I think the opposite of being present is going to be distracted.
Yes.
And how do we reduce distractions in our life and our relationships to make things more concentrated or more focused, to be mindful and to be focused one-on-one or one-on-two, whatever it might be.
Yeah.
What are common distractions people, adults or kids, deal with that make it hard to be mindful?
Well, I would say technology has definitely, technology's here and there's so many benefits of technology. Yeah. And at the same time, how often do we go out to dinner and we see everybody on a phone? Yeah. Or on a tablet. And so being aware of, and that's going to look different for each family. Sometimes I'll tell you, even when I was on vacation a couple of years ago with my family, my kids love Pokemon Go.
Fun.
So putting on Pokemon Go and joining them was so much fun and connecting. So we could use the technology to connect, and they helped me make my character or whatever. And it was really fun. And so I just joined in with what they were doing, and it was very connecting, and we got to be present together.
And it's not something where you stop and do what I want to do. Let's do what the group wants to do.
Yeah.
Let's do what's fun for all of us. Or make it fun for me because I want to be part of your group.
Yeah. And so I think, part of life is slowing down and being able to create those moments where, we can play a game that there might only be a limited amount of time, but what can you do with that time that you all enjoy?
Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of it you're talking about too is find that quiet time, that less sound, less distractions, less visuals, and just giving yourself that peaceful moment to go, okay, how do I focus with just this?
Yes.
To avoid the distractions of a TV, a tablet, a phone, or even sometimes just other people around you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And my recommendation to family, everybody in general, is always get outside.
Yep.
Yeah.
And even being mindful with yourself too, correct?
Yes.
Find that quiet time by yourself to kind of get yourself a chance to mentally and physically recharge.
Yeah, so, mindfulness is being present in conversation with each other. And mindfulness of our own health and well-being is really important. So when we're looking at parents during the summer, I would say that self-care is so important. As parents, we so often want to take care of our kids, but we're exhausting ourselves. And so we can't give what we don't have.
No. But you can fake it.
Yeah, well, people are really good at faking it, right?
It's called coffee and caffeine.
And so I always say, if you go to the store to buy oranges, and they don't have oranges, you can't buy them.
Yes.
So if you're overwhelmed and exhausted, it's really hard to give the love that you want. And so often, this is where we get frustrated with our kids. Or anybody else around us, for that matter, right? And so being able to check in and go, where am I? Have I had enough sleep? Am I hydrated? Do I need just a few minutes of quiet time, and then I can do something with my family? But just that awareness that it's okay for us to need something too as parents, and that check-in. So I love mindfulness as a place to check in with ourselves and be really present to what is it that we need.
What do we need so we can be more energized, per se, to give it to our family?
Yeah, and it's not a selfish thing. So often, I will say, especially moms, think that they're being selfish if they put their needs first.
Yeah.
But like what I was saying, if we're exhausted, most likely we're going to snap at our kids, or we're putting our own health at risk. And so just carving out those little moments where you can take care of yourself and re-energize yourself, relax.
Is it a good time? Is it good to have like a daily habit of doing that?
Absolutely.
Even if you don't know you need it or not, just say, here's my time to get myself set for the day.
Yes.
Okay.
So I am a big fan that we have a natural state of balance in our body.
Okay.
Do you remember our natural state of balance?
I'm
quizzing you here.
I remember yesterday. Yesterday was rough.
So
fuzzy.
the philosophy I work with is that our natural state of balance is very much like a tree.
Okay.
Right? So a tree needs sunshine coming down to nourish it.
It's coming back to me.
Right? And water coming up its roots.
Yeah.
And when it gets enough of both, it thrives. So it's really the process of photosynthesis.
Got it. Okay. Yep,
so we're like a tree. Just imagine we're just out there blowing in the wind, right? Sun shining
Love
down.
The sun.
But we make warm energy in our body. It's meant to flow down to our abdomen. When it does, we digest our food properly. Our circulation is good.
Yes.
We go to the bathroom properly, which actually is a huge problem for a lot of people.
Yes.
And we're balanced and grounded on our feet. So when something happens, we don't freak out and lose it.
Yeah.
That signals our kidneys to release water, goes up to our head, and it cools our head. So our natural state is a cool head and a warm abdomen.
Yes, it's coming back.
Yeah. So, part of what I teach and is on my YouTube videos and stuff like that is how to quickly create a natural state of balance. So even if you only have 2 or 3 minutes, you can create that natural state of balance. So you've got that proper energy flow in your body, and then start your day. So even just giving yourself a few minutes to do a little bit of mindful movement, create that natural state of balance, and notice throughout the day, is my head getting hot? Am I getting frustrated or anxious or mad?
Well, by doing it, like you said, early in the day, before your day starts getting crazy, you build a way to tolerate that stress of the day that you may expect or not expect.
Yes. Well, there's probably always going to be something in your day.
Yeah.
Right?
So something. And sometimes you don't expect it, so
especially if you have kids.
Oh. Yeah, life. If you're breathing.
Yes.
If you're in the real world with people around you, things are going to happen.
Yeah. So I really believe in kind of checking in throughout the day and then using your little moments. Like when I was waiting for you to get here, I just did a little mindfulness exercise. Get your energy flow going, get your blood flow going,
and you
get
do
present.
That unconsciously because, okay, have a minute, let me do my stuff. It makes.
Yeah.
Is it because you know it's going to make you feel better later?
In that moment.
Yes.
I mean, in that moment, later.
Yep.
Yeah.
But you have that, if I do this, and some people just, because they don't understand how it works or just not aware, if you do something that makes you feel uncomfortable, especially initially, if you have the result in your mind where I've done it before, I'm going to feel this good afterwards, want to get through that stuff, so you do it every day as a way to feel better later every day.
Absolutely.
In that day, same day.
And I'm a big fan of taking little moments, like when you're putting gas in the car. You've got like 3 or 4 minutes.
Yep.
Use that time to move your body in a way that feels good.
Do something.
Because it's going to create that natural state of balance. Just movement is so good at getting our energy flow and our circulation going in our body. So I encourage people to take those moments. You're pumping gas in the car, you're waiting for somebody. Sometimes even when you're talking to people, you can be moving a little bit and increasing your energy flow and your circulation in your body.
Even scientifically too, being the body, when it has more motion, more circulation, it does relax more.
Yeah.
Your hormones do kick in to rebalance, get your body to relax.
Yeah.
So everything works better.
So sometimes people think it's a little weird if you're like, you're jumping up and down while you're putting gas in the car. But I encourage you to try it. I have a video for that.
Nice. See? She has videos for everything. But she knows the benefit, the health benefit, so why not do it?
And especially if you are a busy person, you want to fit things in the cracks of your time.
You can.
You don't have to go to the gym.
No.
You can literally just do a little bit of movement throughout the day, and all of a sudden you feel more energized in your day.
Yes.
You're more relaxed. You're more patient with your kids.
I take a walk. I walk my dog every day because she wants me to.
Yeah.
But because it does make me feel, okay, now awake.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
Without that, I'm like, maybe not as much.
And you got time outside.
Yes.
So important.
If it's pouring rain, she still wants to go. You still get hydrated, I guess, that way.
Yeah, there you go.
Some of that. And you understand exactly, okay, I've done it. The benefit is here, so I'm going to go and do jumping jacks at the gas station. I'm going to go and do this over here.
Now, I don't intentionally just drive to the gas station to do jumping jacks. I just do it when I'm putting gas in my car.
You're right there. You've gone out of people's comfort zone and go, okay, this is going to benefit you. So why not do that, even though people may not accept it, but be outside the norm? Why is it good to be not the average person?
Well, if we look at the average person, they're probably not feeling very good.
No.
Yeah, so we're going to need to push outside that comfort zone to, one of the things I learned from one of the holistic doctors I work with is if somebody's not feeling well, you actually need to look at your environment. That our health is based on our environment. But if we look at our environment, we're seeing more and more people that are dealing with health challenges. Yes. So something's off. So I don't want to just be part of that. I actually want to look at how can we improve our environment in general.
Yes.
But I'm definitely not going to be following what someone else says to do. I don't know if that's where you're going. But.
It is. Part of it is when our environment controls how we feel in our health. It can be either a stressor or a benefit to our body.
Yeah. So it's like looking at if you're at work, what's your work environment like? And that's why here you've created a really nice environment in your office. It's comfortable for people to come. Yeah. It feels really good. So you've created a healthy environment for people.
It's not sterile. Yeah. Someone had mentioned before, I go to offices that are very sterile. Yeah. Here's more like going to not someone's home, but a professional place like that. You feel comfortable.
Yeah, but a lot of that's the energy you've put into your, and who you are as well.
Have to be. So, a lot of humor. A lot of good humor.
You've got to have fun. And so, then we can look at our home in, wanting to really support health in our own house is, what do we want in our house? Yeah. How do we support health and wellness and create a healthy environment within our home?
And how do we make ourselves and our family feel good by having certain things in our home to make it more healthy per se? What do you recommend for that, for someone's home? What's a good common thing to have or common things to have to make it more a healthier environment?
Well, and once again, that's going to depend on somebody, but I would say, what's popping into my head is if we want a healthy environment, we've got to look at what are like cleaning chemicals, for sure. Clean with things that are green cleaning. Vinegar and water does wonders.
Huge.
Things like that. Like if we can even just be aware of what are we putting into our environment that might not be healthy. How can we put anything in our house that's actually going to support health? So
even on our body too, maybe skin lotions, soaps, shampoo, deodorant, whatever it might be.
Absolutely.
What are you doing to toxify or detoxify your body?
Yeah. And so then, of course, I would say healthy food is a wonderful component, especially summertime. There's so much fun, healthy, fresh fruits and things like that. But if we're just looking at the environment, are things cluttered? Does it feel like things have a home? Are you feeling like you're kind of like having to do the same thing over and over again? Like you're always like, clean that up, get that out of the way. Like there's just a tension. So how do we just look at our house and go, how would I feel more relaxed? So is that having essential oils going? Is it having flowers on the table? I mean, what is it that feels good for you? Just because everybody's different. Some people like to have little knick-knacky things that remind them of things. Some people like things more
simple. Just give me a plain countertop.
So I would say with families, how do you create an environment that there's fun and activity, that there's things kids can grab that maybe spark conversation and community. So if you want the kids' friends there, how do you set your environment so it's in support of connection?
For me, it's called food in the fridge. There's food, go eat it.
Yeah.
But it's something to where you make it more homely in the sense where a homely can be healthy.
Yeah.
And it allows people to understand. I think when you have a healthy environment, you live there, your body can only get healthier, but if it's stressful, then you're going to have a stressful body too.
Yeah.
And it will cause issues with your health.
Yeah, so it's just, once again, kind of bringing that mindfulness piece into, let's just kind of look at what's here and where does my house feel really good? Where do I walk in the room and go, oh, that feels good?
Yeah.
And where am I kind of like, your body's going to let you know.
Body's intelligent.
What it feels like.
Whether we know our body's more intelligent than anything else.
Like an example, my son is 18 now, and he has a table set up in the garage. The garage actually used to be a bedroom.
Got it, okay.
My nephew lived with us, and we only had room in the garage.
Whatever works. Adapt.
And so he just keeps this space that his friends can come over whenever they want, and they play Dungeons and Dragons, and it's just so fun to, just have that comfortable space for them to hang out whenever they want to.
It just allows them, hey, do you want to come over today?
Yes.
Where can we hang out today? Versus going somewhere that may not be as safe or somewhere they can hang out, especially in the evening.
Yeah.
You have a safe environment, healthy environment for them at your house.
And once again, if they want to be there later, it doesn't disrupt me.
Doesn't matter. I'm over there. I'm there by the house. Just keep it down over there.
Yeah.
But you're on track with everything you're doing. And we also talked about with summer, what are good foods to transition to versus a winter food? What are good food? What's a good diet? Not change, but a healthier state that's accessible with farmers market, with restaurants, with overall just access to in the summer.
I mean, I'm just a big fan of people getting to the farmers market.
Yeah.
Just go to the farmers market. Claremont has such a fabulous farmers market. Is there one in? Are we in Upland?
Yes, we're in Upland.
Where are we today?
There was one in downtown or by the city hall. They had one. They've kind of had a melee of where to have it, what to do. So it's kind of been up and down. So I'd recommend that Claremont would be the closest for us for Upland.
Yeah.
And Rancho, I think, has one too. I'm not sure. You can probably find them online.
Yeah.
But having them in stores too.
Yeah, absolutely. Go online, find a farmer's market, go. I'm a big fan of people eating sprouts.
Yes.
Broccoli sprouts. Mm-hmm. You know, just they're so much more nutrients dense. And like, who knew you could get better than broccoli?
No.
You know, but broccoli sprouts are even way more nutrient dense than broccoli. Very good for your digestive system. And so eat broccoli sprouts.
I like that. The better broccoli. I'm going to use that as a slogan.
The better broccoli.
The better broccoli.
And you can put it in a smoothie.
Huge.
And you can put it in a smoothie for kids, and they don't even know the broccoli sprouts are there.
Tell your kids. Spoil it for them. What you're getting into is the fruits, vegetables out there. They hydrate people. They have vitamins, minerals. They have things that you can't get during the winter sometimes. In Southern California, we're really fortunate. I think we get food from everywhere all year long for every season.
Yeah.
Want to take advantage of that.
Absolutely. So fresh, as much as we can. Eating fresh. You know where your food comes from if you can. Vitamin City's another great. I don't know if there's another place. San Dimas. Yeah, because they get shipments twice a week.
One of my patients told me I think it's on Saturday and
Wednesday, I believe.
Wednesday they have their fresh. It's almost like their own farmer's market inside their store.
Yes. So if you can't make it to farmer's market, just go to Vitamin City. And is there another place in Upland that's a really good?
Sprouts, the only thing I'm thinking of, Sprouts.
I mean, Sprouts has got a good selection
Always good
as
selection,
well.
Organic or non-organic too, but beyond that, I don't know.
Yeah, I would just say the more we're eating fresh, the
more
better.
Markets you get.
And the more variety.
Huge. Why?
And part of that is that's what's building a healthy gut. So I focus on building a healthy digestive system. And when we're eating fresh foods, especially if they're coming from a farmer's market, you're getting your prebiotics and your probiotics on those foods. It's literally the fiber in those foods that are feeding your bacteria in your gut.
Good bacteria.
And it's literally the good bacteria in your gut that's feeding your cells. We're not eating for our body. We're eating for the bacteria that's breaking down the food, that's turning it into energy for our body.
And if you've been on medications before, you've kind of lost some of that. So getting into healthier foods that are prebiotics and good bacteria allows you to rebuild that system in your lining of your stomach, your intestines, and your colon too.
Yeah.
Allows things to really get, like you mentioned, to motility, getting you to go to the bathroom enough so you know your body's healthy.
Yes, you got to clean stuff out.
Get it out of there, people.
Yeah, don't hold on to things, right?
And why do kids, even adults too, avoid fresh fruits and vegetables? Why is it not part of their normal diet?
Well, I guess we'd have to ask them.
Okay.
But I would say sometimes they maybe just don't like it. Or they haven't been raised with it. And I mean, I talk to parents all the time, and they're like, my kids just won't eat vegetables. Yeah. So what will they eat?
Well, how do you bridge them to that area?
Yeah. And so I would say we want to make food fun and enjoyable, and I never want to put pressure on kids to eat a certain food. You don't want to turn food into a battle.
It's painful.
Yeah,
Torture.
Because then they're associating that with it. And so, there's ways that we can put things in recipes and get creative. Many people are really good at that, but I really just believe that we want to make mealtime very relaxed and enjoyable. And so if you are stressed, your digestive system is turned off and you're not digesting your food. So even if they got that vegetable in their body, if they're in a stress state doing it, it's not going to do their body any good.
So force feeding kids is not a good thing.
I don't recommend that.
And with vegetables to start too, what's a good, because some people are like, I'll eat my vegetables, but I'm going to put all this stuff on there to make it taste I want it to taste.
Right.
And again, the adults, same thing, adults are sometimes the worst. How do we get away from, say, artificial condiments, ketchup, mustard, sauces, whatever it is, to even heavy salad dressings, to more of a natural way to eat it and also taste the food?
Yeah, so I would say if kids love ranch.
Yes,
right?
they
So
love ranch.
I won't buy Hidden Valley Ranch because it's got MSG in it, but you can go to Trader Joe's and get a better version of ranch.
Good.
So start with healthier versions of what they like.
And what's a good way, even besides Trader Joe's, to find a healthier version? Is reading labels?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, and that can be confusing, as we were talking
Yeah.
about before too. That can be a little bit confusing.
Yeah.
But if you're going to places you trust more, Vitamin City or Sprouts or Trader Joe's. Not that I'm going to say everything at Trader Joe's is healthy. Good.
They sell products. They sell
But you're
stuff.
not going to find MSG and partially hydrogenated oil and high fructose corn syrup, at least not that I know of.
So name those three again that you kind of want to avoid.
Okay, so you really want to make sure you're avoiding
ingredients inside your foods.
partially hydrogenated oil,
Okay.
high fructose corn syrup,
Good.
and what was the other one I said? MSG.
MSG.
I knew it was there.
And why do you want to avoid those?
Well,
you and your children?
Yeah, I mean, partially hydrogenated oil is just clogging our blood vessels,
Yep.
and so that can be a little bit tricky because I think they don't, if there's a tiny amount, I believe they don't have to report it. So that's going to be more like in your known labels, and a lot of kids' foods will have partially hydrogenated oil and high fructose corn syrup. Now, high fructose corn syrup is made out of corn, so you think, oh, that's going to be fine.
Cake, yeah.
But it's actually really hard on our liver. So we want to. It's sweet. My understanding. Now, there's probably people that are way more educated about high fructose
I'll
corn
confirm
syrup.
or deny this right now.
Yes, yeah. But that it really hits our liver hard, and so it's fructose. So it's hitting our liver harder, and we're already seeing that many children are. I think we're 1 out of 10 kids with a fatty liver, under 10.
Yeah.
So I'd rather see natural sugar that's got more of a balance of fructose and glucose.
But a lot of it is for taste too.
Yeah, and they put more of it in there. So like all soda is high fructose corn syrup generally, unless it's like a Hansen soda.
But it's a chemical. It basically what high fructose corn syrup. What I remember is it's a chemically altered corn derivative that doesn't break down in your body very well.
Yeah.
So it sits there for a
It's
while.
not really a food.
No, and
anymore.
It becomes toxic.
Yeah.
Because your body sees it as an alien in your body,
Yeah.
and your body needs more time to digest it, break it down. So you're using that ammunition instead of doing something good for your body, breaking things down. They're having to work extra hard.
Yeah.
It's almost like being sick without being sick.
Yeah.
And you have high amounts of that.
Yeah.
So having someone eat something or drink something that is more healthy for them may take sometimes a week, 2 weeks, a month to get used to.
Yeah.
So give yourself time, especially as parents, to be the example. At that point, can you use something like olive oil, coconut oil, something that's more natural for taste, for texture, than something that is more a chemical or harmful to your body?
Yeah. So I mean, I'd say you can always find something that is similar that's healthier.
Yes.
Right? So that tastes good still. So even like cereals, you can find a version that's like Fruit Loops, but it's not Fruit Loops. I can't remember what they're called, Tropicos or something.
It's called healthy Fruit Loops.
I mean, not that I'm saying it's
your own brand name.
Healthy Fruit Loops.
Brand name.
But I think it's, there's brands that are using whole grains and then natural colors instead of the artificial colors. So there's always going to be something. I teach kids how to read food labels, and so there's always something that's better than the sugary high fructose version. Although we still want to be moving them to fresh. So
but it's a bridge though.
Yes.
How do we bridge them there? And like you said too, can parents like you said, kids can understand labels, right? Mm-hmm. Can us parents understand labels even before we go to the store? Hey, okay, what am I looking for? What do I really want in this? Yeah. Can I go online before I go to the store and go, what do they have that I want? And can we match that so it's healthier for us and our kids?
Absolutely. And there's apps.
Yeah, what these apps?
We can bring this technology in there. That's one of the apps that I use is called Food Scores. Okay. And you can just scan the label, and it will tell you its rating from, I believe it's 1 to 10. Okay. And so 1 being the best and 10 being the worst. And then it will tell you why. Okay. And so if you can spend time, just as a parent myself, and go to the store without your kids, because it'd be crazy, and spend time going, okay, my kids like this, I like this too. In that aisle, in that area, is there something that's healthier for me? Yes. And can I use an app like that, Food Scores, to see if it is really healthier for me? And by how much? Absolutely. And it's fun to put your kids on the job of, okay, go find a healthy cereal. And
yeah, seems like it'll work. Kids like, I was in the car.
You know, the store could be an adventure.
Yeah.
You know, it could be a little field trip.
Yeah,
and then they could see. It is really interesting when you educate, because I work with a lot of kids. Yeah. When you teach kids how to read food labels, they will teach their parents.
They'll actually they'll like that responsibility.
Yeah.
Of go ahead, I know something now.
I was talking to a second grade boy.
Yeah.
And he was telling me that once he learned how to read food labels, he went to the store with his dad.
Yes.
And his dad had grabbed peanut butter. And he said, wait
a second.
Can't just look at that peanut butter and put it in the cart without checking the label. So they looked at the label, and it had partially hydrogenated oil. Mm. So they put it back on the shelf, and they found a peanut butter that was just peanuts. Mm-hmm. And then he used what he learned, and then taught his dad, and his dad was willing to learn with them, which was so cool. I mean, when we can empower our kids that they can help make healthy choices for the family, it's pretty cool.
They're sponges. They can actually they can handle more than we give them.
Yeah. Every once in a while, I hear parents say, like, their kids going, "Oh, I can't eat that anymore. Can't eat that anymore."
Thanks, Johnny. Thanks, Sally.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. So.
But it gives I think a good perspective. And once you've had that peanut butter, that jelly, that bread, at that point you know that's a safe food. It's a healthier choice. So
then you get used to, okay, these are the brands I can buy.
Exactly.
And then you're not having to check the labels because you already know.
Yeah, you've done your homework already.
Yeah.
As long as the store still carries that product, you have no problem going back, and it makes it more efficient.
Yeah.
Just to restock that healthy food.
Yeah.
Good. And vegetables and fruits? What's a good way to make fruits, I guess, not taste better, but more able to, for kids and adults to be enthusiastic about them?
I mean, smoothies are so fun.
Yeah, they are.
You know, in this time of year, there's just so many things, and they're cool, and so that
they're
just
cool
tastes,
looking, and they're cool, like with glasses cool.
Yeah, I mean, you can put it in a fun glass or whatever, but I think in general, kids will enjoy that, and so, and let them be part of it.
Good.
So if they're picking, and they're helping, there's more of a chance they're going to want to try it.
Yes.
And so...
More accountable, per se.
Yeah. You might not be able to stick as much green stuff in there if they're helping you make it.
Go in the car real quick. I got something in the car. Kid, go in the car, and then I come back to put them in there while you're out there.
Yeah, but, teaching them to cook, so many kids do, they want to be involved. And so during the summers are a really great time to have them do some simple things like make a smoothie. And once they know how to make it...
Oh, gosh.
You're off the hook. We want to transfer so that our kids know how to do these things, so that we don't have to.
Exactly. Makes our job as parents easier, but make it more responsible.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they make a mess once in a while, like we do, but hope they clean up after themselves.
Absolutely.
And that's the thing is, you deal with kids directly with them, so you understand how their mindset works, how you can help them to be more responsible and act out that way in a positive way at home.
Yeah.
With their family and friends.
And ask them for their ideas. Kids are so creative, and they want to contribute. And they have really good ideas. So, even getting them involved and asking them, well, what do you think what would you like us to make for this? Or what smoothie would you like to make? And just get them involved, because you might be surprised what you learn. Yeah. I feel like they're the best teachers. And
and like you said, once they're guided a certain way, at that point they'll like that and they'll want to continue doing that more and more.
Yeah.
They'll want to do that because over time it will taste better, taste good to them, hopefully. At that point, they're going to want to continue that routine of making their own foods, smoothies, whatever it might be.
And just expose them to different opportunities. Interesting, I took my son with me to the farmer's market on Mother's Day. Okay. It's the only way I could get him there, right?
Yes.
Mother's Day, come with me to the farmer's market.
Yes.
And the Sprouts guy gave him a shot of wheatgrass.
Nice.
Now, if I would have said, hey, Wyatt, I think you should do this wheatgrass, I don't know what the response would have been.
It'd be like, there's no way, Mom.
Right? But he did this shot of wheatgrass, and guess what he does every day?
Oh.
Shot of wheatgrass.
He's out there.
So sometimes just them getting an exposure to a different environment and someone else suggesting it other than their parents.
Nice. So you don't have that voice in your head all the time.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's just cool.
No, you like I said, you understand how a kid's mindset works as a parent. It makes our job easier. So we don't have to find ways to communicate or act or shop to maybe test the waters. You've done that hard work and understand how that works.
Yes, and that's usually, so in the schools, I get to be a different voice than a parent. So sometimes parents will say, like, my kids won't try that at home, but it's a different environment when we're in the classroom and we're trying different things. So for my own kids, I just have to find someone else to do it.
Exactly. Ship them somewhere. And with school environment, I'm seeing with school environment too, if a couple of kids like it, other kids will jump on board of that.
Yeah.
And they're with themselves, not with a parent or a different environment. They're with people that they know every day.
Yeah. And once again, when I'm working in the schools in like first grade, we make a salad for building strong bones.
Okay.
So I bring in a lot of different green vegetables, and they build their own salad.
That's awesome.
And they can eat it if they want. If they just want to build it and they don't like salad, they don't have to eat it. But I want them to have that experience. Most likely, they're so excited to eat it because they made it themselves.
And they feel happy making it. So why not make this eating of salad happy for them? But that's the next step.
Yes.
Continue that happiness by enjoying what you've made.
And if they don't want to eat it and they want to say, I want to save it for my mom or whatever, fine.
Sure.
Right? Once again, we're creating an enjoyable, mindful experience around food. That food can be enjoyable. Healthy food can be enjoyable.
And they go home knowing I did something, and they talk to parents and go, maybe I do like salad. Let's try a salad.
Yeah.
And see what they like or don't like. But they expand their taste buds and food that helps their body stay healthy.
And I think it's really important, too, that kids are allowed to give their opinion about something. So I'll have them, what did you like on your salad? What didn't you like?
Yeah.
So in one of my lessons, we make a quinoa salad together.
Oh, okay.
And I have them rate it and tell me what they thought. And quinoa is a new food to a lot of kids.
Yeah, even adults.
Yeah. And so, some of them will say, like, I didn't like it at all. And so I'll say, well, what would you do differently? And so they're getting to give their opinion and their feedback. Well, I would add chicken, or I would add avocados, or whatever it is that's there. Or, you know what, I just don't think that I would make this again. I just don't like the texture of quinoa. And so that they can say it, they're learning how to say it in a way that's, I guess, would I say mindful again?
Yeah.
In that, but their opinion matters, and that they can actually share what they think. I think so often kids are taught, like, don't say anything. You don't want to hurt somebody's feelings. Yeah. But, we want to give them an opportunity to be able to express in a way they can learn from that experience and share how they feel as well.
And they understand, too, it's a safe environment where I can do that because someone's asking me what I think.
Yes.
Someone wants to know.
Yes, but I think that's not always the, just kind of like,
Yeah, we have food, eat it, people.
Eat it, yeah. Don't say anything bad, right? But,
do kids say
allowing them to just have an opinion.
And do kids sometimes say they want like French fries in their salad or things like that? And
I've never had them say they want French fries, but I do bring in I think my Happy Meal is 6 years old now.
Okay.
I have a 6-year-old Happy Meal.
Wow, that's a long time.
So and did you know there's no mold? I didn't bring it. Sorry,
Please
I could have brought it.
Please don't.
And so it's amazing when I have that set out. How many kids go? Can I eat that?
And you could 6 years ago. Your parents would probably kill me if I said it now.
Yeah.
I think you understand is exactly what kids, you give them an opportunity to be open about how they feel, what they like, what they dislike.
Yeah.
So the sense of once you know that, how do you expand a little bit more? How do you expand a little bit more? How do you give them a little more room to work with? Maybe this will work with you. Maybe this won't.
Yeah.
But can you find ways to expand their taste buds? And again, foods that helps their body stay healthy by doing your classes.
Yes,
great.
absolutely. Yeah.
Good.
So fun stuff.
No, anything else you want to talk about? What did you bring today behind you?
I mean, I always bring my breathing ball. We've done breathing before, right?
Why is breathing important?
Well,
why is breathing in a healthy sense important?
One of the ways is we can use breathing to just get present and mindful.
Got it, okay.
And so just taking a couple of deep breaths can bring us into the present moment.
Nice.
And so often in life we're just busy and we're not breathing as deeply as we need to really get the oxygen deep into our lungs and to our brain. And so
when we're stressed, do we breathe relaxed or do we take short breaths?
What do you think?
I think short breaths,
right?
Yeah, short
Especially
breaths.
if somebody's feeling like they're under stress. We have a lot of kids with anxiety, and so they're really not getting that oxygen into their lungs and the oxygen into their brain. So
they're used to being stressed, so they breathe less. It feeds that stress state in their body.
Absolutely.
So by teaching them how to breathe deeply and through their abdominal area allows them to actually get their body to relax in that sense.
And just making a habit of breathing. So I work with kids to just practice in the morning, taking 5 deep breaths. We call it power breathing.
Good.
And at night before they go to bed. So this might be new to you, and you might have seen this in some videos, but I have kids put their hands here and here.
Yep.
Because did you know we have 3 brains?
You told me that before.
I told you that, right?
Yes.
So what our new science, it's ever changing, right? is saying is that we have our brain in our head, Our heart is a brain because of its own electromagnetic field.
Yes.
And then we have a dog-sized brain in our intestines.
Mm-hmm.
So when we put our hands here, and this comes from Dr. Daniel Siegel, who has the book called The Whole Brain Child, The Yes Brain. So he's a therapist for families.
Okay.
And so I'm not making this up.
No. I wouldn't think she would.
I mean, I'm just not creating it off the top of my head.
Yeah.
But if we practice breathing with our hands here in a calm state, that if we get upset or our child gets upset and they've already practiced this breathing in a calm state, when they put their hands here, it's connecting their brain here, right?
Perfect.
To their other two brains.
Yep.
It's really connecting the body and the brain together. So
Yep.
you just want to pause. So often when there's a stressful situation or a child gets angry or upset, if we can teach them to pause, right? Just put their hands here, take a couple breaths. Just that pause will allow the brain here to kick in, and they will have a different reaction than just automatically reacting.
So
often something happens and there's just a quick, they're not thinking, right?
Yeah.
And so if we can pause, we're allowing our brainstem to relax and our prefrontal cortex to kick in a little bit there. So just teach it, same thing for us as adults. Just
That's huge.
when something happens, just pause, give yourself a few breaths, and then react. Kind of choose how you want to react.
You don't want to go in fight or flight mode to where you just attack someone. Or
so this is helping to calm the fight and flight mode. So just hands here.
That's the plan. And I think a lot of that will help. And if you teach a child that at a younger age, will they be more non-reactive when they get older? Yes.
Absolutely. So teaching children to pay attention to their body, that's a big focus of mine, is that, I will always do breathing with kids. And that's why I have the breathing ball. Usually we're breathing, breathing in through our nose.
Yep. There we go.
And out through our mouth.
Yep.
This ball is like 15 years old
It
now.
works.
This just comes with, I love my ball, right?
Shakes it everywhere.
So you're teaching them to breathe, and then I have them listen. What do they feel in their body? So they're learning to pay attention to their body.
Got it. Okay.
Kids are used to paying attention to what other people are telling them outside.
They're reacting
world,
to that.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
What are they being told on the TV or the internet or things like that? But if they can learn to listen to their body, we have a gut feeling. Our body's always, you've had that experience where you have a feeling in your gut, feeling in your heart. And when you listen to that, is it usually pretty accurate?
51% usually. More
51.
than that. A little more than that, maybe.
Yeah, and so we want to know that our body's communicating with it and how to listen to our internal wisdom, so that when our kids are with a group of friends that are trying to do something that child knows isn't right, they have the strength and the knowledge to listen to their own body.
Not just react.
It's really important. Yeah.
No, you got that down. And you understand with application, with being with children, how that works. You've seen kids go from probably being anxious, overly excited even too, to where now they're more of a calm state. They can not overreact to things.
Yeah. And we can teach kids about their brain. I told you we were going to do the handy brain. Do we have
Yes,
time for that?
Yep, we have 1 minute.
We have 1 minute. Okay, so
sometime.
put your hand like this.
Yes.
Make a fist, right?
Yep.
And so this is going to be your handy brain. Once again, this is from Dr. Daniel Siegel as well.
Got it.
But you can teach this to your children.
Okay.
So this is your spine, right?
Okay, yes, I like the spine
This
thing.
is a spine. You like the spine. And if you open your palm, this is your brain stem. Lower part of your brain right here.
Back
So what is our brain stem in charge of?
A lot of things.
Yeah. So our
Such as-
automatic functions.
Yes.
Our breathing, our heart rate. It's also in charge of our stress response, our fight, flight, freeze response. So when we're under stress, do you go into fight, flight, or freeze? Usually. We can go into any of them, but do you have one you normally go into?
I like the fight.
You go into fight? Oh yeah, I yell.
Me.
If do you yell, or do you like want to knock someone out?
More is like, I try to get witty.
Oh, you try and get witty with them? Okay.
Wittiness.
Okay. Awesome. Got it. So that's our brainstem right back here.
That's the reactionary response.
That's the fight, flight, freeze response. It's the oldest part of our brain. Fight, flight, freeze is trying to protect us, right? So sometimes we automatically go into that.
Huge.
If you put your thumb in, this is your limbic system, our midbrain, right?
Okay,
So this is our memories and our emotions.
Got it.
So our limbic system and our brainstem love working together. They like to have parties. You think of something, it triggers a fight, flight, freeze response, right? And your brain is just going, right?
High five each other.
Yeah. Now if you curl your hand over, top part's your cortex.
Got it.
Top part of our head, right?
Yep.
Your front two fingernails right here are your prefrontal cortex.
Okay.
So what's our prefrontal cortex do?
I remember now.
That is our rational brain.
Rational brain.
Decision making. It's our
Yeah.
decision making. So kids' prefrontal cortex is not developed until they're 25.
25 people. And some
25.
people,
So we're
some people
helping.
I know are like 45. Takes them a long time, like myself.
Right. So as parents, we're helping our kids to develop their prefrontal cortex, their rational brain.
Good.
Our goal is to keep our brain integrated. So the mindfulness movements that I teach help integrate our brain. This breathing helps to keep our brain integrated. Now, sometimes we flip our lid.
Yep.
And when we flip our lid, we get triggered by something.
Yeah.
We are no longer using our prefrontal cortex. We are no longer using our rational brain anymore. Yeah. We are using our memories and our emotions and our fight, flight, freeze response.
Limbic system.
So it's really important too. This is a great conversation for families to have is what makes you flip your lid? Do you know there's certain situations that will kind of trigger you and you'll flip your lid? Yeah. Can you name any of them?
Don't cut me off on the road.
Okay. So if you get cut off on the road, you just may flip your lid.
It's been a while, yes.
Right? And then you just kind of go into your fight mode. You're going to say something.
Yeah.
Right?
To myself usually.
Right. Not to anybody else, right?
No.
And so it's really important as parents for us to know what makes us flip our lid. And then what reaction do we normally go into? So being aware, we can put things in place that help keep our brain be integrated and to be a receptive brain versus a reactive brain.
Got it.
But you can teach kids about the brain, and they can tell you, Mom, I'm here. I'm about to flip my lid.
Yeah.
Oh, so what do? Let's do our mindful breathing. Or get outside, or whatever those tools are that you have. Yeah, I mean, I have some suggestions on my YouTube, right? Yep. And so that they're learning, oh, I'm about to flip my lid, let me do something that brings it down here.
They're more self-awareness, more mindful of their own bodies and emotions.
So this is a great conversation. There are videos by Dr. Daniel Siegel on the handy brain that you can refer to. But this conversation of understanding the brain, knowing what our triggers are as parents, and helping our kids know what their triggers are that flip their lid, then you can work with that and put things into place to help keep your brain more integrated.
Well, a lot of it is you're understanding that, okay, if a kid can be trained and not be trained, but learn exactly how their mind works and how to react to the environment or people around them, it allows them not to be explosive. It allows adults not to be explosive.
So kids can be taught about their brain at 4 and 5 years old.
Wow.
Imagine having that, imagine if we would have had this when we were kids.
I've been so much smarter. I've been like a cardiologist or something. A heart doctor, I don't know. That's the thing is, and again, a lot of the show is going to be, we're going to put show notes out there, 2 resources of Christy's YouTube, Facebook. Find that information that helps you understand yourself, but also your kids and your family. How do you keep yourself mindful on your own, and then promote that to other people around you, and have an environment that promotes that also? Yeah. Along with eating well, along with your activity or movement too. What can you do? And little things, again, start very small, I think, and build what you can do daily to get your body to get a little healthier every day. Yeah.
And have fun.
Always have fun. Always laugh.
Yeah, it's really important.
I love her laugh. That makes my life easy.
Yeah, I know it makes your videos hard to...
No, it's actually, I fixed the volume now, so it doesn't break. But you're genuine about what you do, which I love. That's the best part of it. Yeah. All right, so thank you for being on the show.
It's always fun.
We'll put it everywhere. Like for your stuff, I'm putting your stuff on YouTube afterwards through this show, but also go to Facebook, go to her Facebook, put a link on my show, my personal page too. Understand Christy's there to help you and your family stay healthy. Get her tips. Understand that she does other talks on her own too, as a business side, but understand she understands how the body works, the mind works, and works together. All right, thanks for watching the show.
Okay.
That's it.
That's all there is.
That's all we do. Very simple, right?
Yeah.
Kids are great. They're very moldable, and they allow themselves to learn without, if you want to call it, discrepancy or discrimination. Christy does a great job working at their level, their language, so they understand mindfulness, what proper eating is, how to pick proper foods, even how to make a proper meal or salad, as she talks about. Then from there, understanding how to help kids, and especially adults too, de-stress their body through breathing, understanding the 3 brains. Also her stress relief exercise at the very end of the show too. So understand health is about you learning and learning and learning, so you and your family can stay healthy. All right, so hope you enjoyed the show with Christy. Again, the show notes has the highlights, link to her contact information too, even previous podcasts and videos. Go to those. If not, enjoy the week, and we'll see you next week.